Today I'm taking a look at the KV-3, the Tier 7 Russian heavy tank that leads on to the KV-4 at the moment, but I think tomorrow it's actually going to lead on to the IS-22 as well, because I think 1.7.1 comes out on the 29th, which was a really big surprise to me, because I feel like the test server just came out. I feel like that was like 2 weeks, so that was a bit unexpected to say the least. But well, it's cool to know we're getting a new line so quick into the new year. But it does make me really wonder about the Italian heavy line that they sort of hinted at. I am so incredibly curious about that, because I have no goddamn clue what an Italian heavy tank line would even look like, or what they would play like, or anything about them, and that makes me like actually really curious to see what they're going to be like, because I have no goddamn clue. Like, I'm imagining an auto reloading system, but that's not. I don't even know if that would be a thing or not. So yeah, incredibly intrigued by that. But for now, let's get back focused on to the KV-3. So the KV-3, I genuinely think this thing would be a fairly middle of the road tier 7 heavy tank. It's not as bad as things like the MX M445 or the Tiger P, but it's also not as good as things like the IS and the what do you call it, and the T29. Like, those tanks are definitely better. I would say the 45 TP is better than this thing as well. Although I think, interestingly, if I remember right, I think this thing might have a better DPM than the 45 TP. I think, because like this thing here has 300 alpha damage with the gun I'm using. I'm using the ZIS-6, I think it's called, 107mm gun, and the reason I'm using it is pretty much purely because it's unique to the T150 and the KV-3, as far as I remember. So why not use the gun that's a bit more unique? And actually, nope, thinking about it, on the F44 as well. I forgot about that one because it's a medium, and I always forget that like there's like 3 tanks in the game that actually use this gun, which is kind of sad because it's actually a fairly decent gun. And yeah, the only other tank that uses it is the KV-5, and that's premium. That's also got a different version of that gun now because it's got more penetration. But I'm going off on a massive like sort of just tangent. Now, this vehicle here, as I said, middle of the road heavy tank. Aside from one major problem that it has, which I had completely forgotten about in like about 7 years since I played this tank. This tank has an absolutely abysmal engine. Not because of the horsepower, although the horsepower could be more. Like right now it only has 750 horsepower, with top speed of I believe 32 kilometers an hour. Those don't sound horrifically bad in any shape or form. They just don't sound the greatest. But the problem with the engine is, well, it's the health of the engine. And let's just say the health of this thing's engine is a major weakness. Also, the reverse speed's not very good as well, but that's something that's a bit more manageable than the health of the engine. The health of the engine is a serious problem for this tank, because it really, really struggles with its... wow, I actually hit that guy. I'm actually kind of surprised. The health of this thing's engine is a major problem, because it means that if you get hit once or twice, it's fairly likely that your engine's going to be knocked out. It's kind of difficult to get used to, because, well, in general in the game you're not really used to having engines that get knocked out as easily as that. I think there are very few vehicles in the game which bring to mind whenever I think of weak engines these days, and one of them is, I believe it's the Nashorn, because that thing there, it seemed to lose its engine every single time it was hit pretty much. But in this game, like, I am top tier, so I'm in a fairly good position just straight off the bat, just because, well, top tier tank is always going to do decently well whenever it's against lower tiered vehicles. I mean, against lower tiered vehicles, if I failed against lower tiered vehicles, I would be embarrassed for myself. But against things like KV-1s and VK-36s, I shouldn't really have too many problems, and the only reason I haven't pushed forward into these guys is because there's a Tiger P that was spotted to my right, over there. And I don't really want to rush around the corner into that guy's gun, because he does have a 203 penetration 88mm gun, which will absolutely just go straight through my armor like it's nothing, because, well, it's a long idiot. Long idiots don't really care too much about tier 7 armor for the most part. That's like one of the really big advantages of the German heavies in comparison to the others. The really, really high penetration of their guns. Now, this is getting mildly annoying, the fact that I can't really pen that VK, but I'll at least remove that KV-1 from the fight. Now, one thing I will say, and not be around the bush about when it comes to this thing's gun, is the gun is a bit crap when it comes to its accuracy. Its accuracy is fairly bad. I don't really think anybody who's played this thing will argue with me on that, because this thing's accuracy, I think it might be notoriously bad. Like, it might be getting to that sort of level where it's bad enough that people just know about it in general. Now, I have loaded the HE round, so if I'm able to hit that VK, I should kill him. I'm just waiting for him to show me a slightly bigger target, and that's him removed. Okay. I do know that T-3045 is on fairly low health. He is using the top 85mm gun, so he will be able to pen me and do decent damage to me with his, I believe, 5-second reload if he has it set up in a good way. So that tank there is a bit of a threat. It's just like from where he was fighting me before, because I was side scraping, he didn't really have much to work with. The Tiger P though, that's my main concern right now. It does have a very slow rate of fire on the long 88mm gun, but it's still a long 88mm gun, and that tank, I didn't see how much health he had whenever he was spotted before, so I'm feeling very cautious about actually moving forward here. If he's on 1350 health, that means he probably has the short 88, and that means his gun is not as much of a problem as it otherwise could be. It still will probably be able to pen me, but it's just not as serious of a worry as it otherwise could have been. And actually, that has actually just reminded me of another weakness this tank has. Now, the fact that this T-3045 is shooting me and I can't see him, well, that's due to this thing's really, really poor view range. This thing's view range, I believe, is 320, which is absolutely abysmal, as you're probably aware. Like 320mm view range. I am honestly trying to think of vehicles which have worse view range than that. I can't. And unfortunately, there's a rock in front of that guy, so I couldn't actually hit him. Very campy Tiger P though. I'm kind of surprised by that, because usually in a game like this, I would expect the Tiger P to be fairly aggressive at least. But unfortunately, so far, not getting much support from my team when it comes to this fight. But I actually do believe my reload's probably fairly similar to his. It might be like a second difference. Yeah, about a second difference. But yeah, his tank has the momentum here, and because he has the momentum, that will mean that he should be able to, yep, finish me off there. That's unfortunate. And also, wow, holy crap. He was firing full gold and he had the long 88mm gun. What are you doing? Are you an idiot? Like, I don't know, like that guy was firing full gold with a long 88, 203 penetration, long 88mm gun. Ay, what the hell? I don't know. I honestly sometimes just lose my faith in the abilities of people to actually play this goddamn game, because the fact that people are spamming gold at KV-3 is ludicrous to me, because the KV-3's armor is usable, but it isn't great. It's usable. That's about the maximum credit I would give it. The fact that people are spamming gold at is fucking nuts to me. What the hell? Like, I honestly feel like that guy is just carrying full gold in that tank. Now, I have said in the past, there are certain vehicles which I can understand people firing gold in. There are. Like, there genuinely are. And some vehicles it does make sense. Like the RLV-39, it makes sense. Like if you're not firing gold in the RLV-39, like, you're just making it far harder for yourself than it otherwise would be. When it comes to the Tiger P, now the Tiger P, as I said, I do think the KV-3 is a better tank. But that's one fairly weak tier 7 heavy, which I wouldn't recommend firing gold in, purely because its base pen is 203. That's the second highest, joint with Tiger 1 of course, because it's the same gun, of tier 7 heavies. It's only beaten by the MX M445. I mean, Jesus. I don't know, and that guy there also was unbelievably cautious in the way he played that game. Absolutely no reason for him to be as cautious as he was. He was in a top tier heavy. I don't know. Sometimes I watch the way people play heavies and I'm just like, what are you doing, dude? What are you doing? I don't know, maybe I'm being a bit too critical. It is tier 7. Tier 7 is still a fairly low tier.